The Soviets launched their Sputnik satellite into orbit, and all the Americans at Colwood are amazed and frightened that the Soviets are so far ahead of them in the space race. On the news, everyone listens to the signal that Sputnik transmits back to Earth. They're worried that Sputnik is up there to spy on them. That night, everyone at Colwood goes out to watch Sputnik passing overhead. They can see the Soviet satellite pass by without telescopes.
Ah, the Sputnik satellite. If I may, Colonel, allow me to draw an analogy. According to the Gospel story, a bright star in the sky guided 3 kings from the east to Bethlehem. The Oriental kings followed that star and found themselves before the cradle of the infant Messiah, who would deliver the world from the curse of sin and death. 2,000 years later, the Soviets put Sputnik into orbit. If the Americans had followed that shining star like the Oriental kings of old, it would have guided them towards the cradle of atrocitarian utopia far to the east at Moscow, which could have delivered the Americans from the dual curse of capitalism and imperialism.
Yes, sir. But did the Americans avail themselves of the deliverance the Soviets offered them?
Sadly, no. It was not to be so. The Americans did not accept the liberation that the Soviets offered them, just as they do not accept it from the People's Republic of F today. That's why I, your glorious leader, General Secretary F, have had no choice but to enact foreign policy to deal with the Americans decisively and harshly. The People's Liberation Army works tirelessly to maintain its front lines. Our troops ceaselessly attack and annihilate the American forces through positional defense tactics, while at the same time reinforcing the conditions required for victory, bolstering our fighting capacity, and fortifying the rear guard.